Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Blue the Jaegers, and today I'm going to be reacting to Saint Chief's manga, the first chapter called Deuteronomy. Now, I'm sort of breaking my rule here, and I'm breaking it because it's trendy. And, you know, on the other hand, I've gotten a bunch of requests to do this. So I'm doing this. I usually like to wait till I finish a show before I start to talk about something, and this is something that I did with Attack on Titan, and I am very glad I did it with Attack on Titan because you really don't. It's like going into it's like ordering food from a restaurant, going into the kitchen midway and saying, this food is bad because this and this, or this food is good because this and this. Well, how do you know? It's not finished yet. How would you know what the food is or is it? You have to wait to see what the person's constructing. You know, same thing with constructing like a building. Like sometimes if you see a construction project, it's like, oh, this looks like. Sometimes it's like, oh, I can see where this is going, but other times it's like, this looks kind of weird. How's this all going to tie together? And then it ties together. There's countless examples of stuff being like that, in you know, that are agorious to media, where it looks like it's going one way or it looks bad, but then when it's finished, it all comes together. So, but I'm going to be breaking that rule, and I'm going to react to the first chapter of Deuteronomy. I'm trying to say Minorammy. When I say Minorammy, if I ever say it during the video, it's not because I think it's mid. It's just like a meme in the community. So I just say it. But unfortunately, one of the panels to be shown, because again my computer is broken, which is why I'm using this new mic instead of my other mic. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. So I actually really liked Saint Chief's manga. Now again, it's the first chapter. It's just 66 pages of content, not much to go after to make a solid, definitive statement. But it looks like it's actually going in a very good direction, and I really like the fact this is a passion project. This is not, this story's purpose is simply to convey whatever the author is trying to tell, and those stories are always better than the corporate stories or whatever. So I can tell right off the bat, first chapter is Saint the Chief knows where he wants to take this, how he wants to end the character arcs. I can tell he already has everything all planned out, which is very good. It's going to be short. That's kind of concerning to me, because he said it's going to be around 60 chapters. That I found to be a bit concerning, because the way this is going, it feels like it's going to be, it's going to have more content. But, again, I'm just going to wait to see what happens. Right, I'm going to wait to see what happens. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, if it's bad, it's bad. Now, people are saying it's an AOT ripoff. It's pretty much, just AOT. Again, it's the first chapter. Like, I'm sure, obviously you could immediately tell it's heavily influenced by AOT, obviously. But, I'm assuming, I have hope. I'm assuming charity is Saint the Chief. Once the manga continues, we'll start to see, development and yada. What I will say is funny is that Sam, I forgot to pronounce his name, sorry. The main character has a crush on this girl, and Saint Chief decides to make them blush at each other, which I find to be hilarious, because I was told, oh, blushing, that doesn't prove anything. That means nothing. No, blushing is obviously a sign of romance in this genre. But I just found it to be funny. Another thing I found to be funny, and what I like about Deuteronomy so far, is that Sam is content or is happy in his current circumstance. And again, don't read me saying that slaves should just accept oppression or whatever. But he is generally able to find happiness in situations. It's like, oh, hey, we get 2 meals a day. Our master has lowered our workload. Yada. His father is obsessed with getting free and breaking free and fulfilling the promise. Again, you're probably screaming in your mind, is this a copy of Zeke and Grisha? Which it looks like it is a copy of Zeke and Grisha. And I mean, I like the whole Christian Zeke. I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of the AOT manga, was that concept of, okay, we're being oppressed, but we can still find happiness, and the father wants to end the oppression, but he does it in a bad way that has a relationship with his son fall apart. But we all know Zeke is right, and Zeke just wants to be happy in the internet zone playing baseball with his father, yada yada yada. I will say, though, the difference between Grisha and Sism's father is that Grisha, after years and after getting betrayed and getting his fingers cut off, that's when he decided to apologize to Zeke. With Sism's father, he does it after one conversation with his mom. Again, we don't know. There could be a flashback to the conversations prior. There could be something that came to his mind. Again, this is why I don't like to talk about stuff before I finish it. So I don't know if it's bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's bad. It seems bad at first, and it seems like it's completely rushed and out of nowhere. But I could be wrong. The other thing I found interesting was this manga he said it's inspired by Berserk. I've never read Berserk. I've heard it's very violent, and I can tell it's inspired by Berserk. At least maybe the violence aspect, because like 2 children die gruesomely. At least swiftly, I'll give them that. But gruesomely in the first chapter, and it's pretty shocking, pretty traumatizing. I mean, not pretty traumatizing, but it's definitely it's definitely heavy. Heavy is the word. So I mean, I was taken aback by it. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying it was quite shocking when those two kids died. The guy who was trying to assassinate the Lord, and I believe some little girl died as well. That's pretty sad. Now, you know what I said about AOT on the sucker for mystery stories. This seems to have some sort of mystery. We have a prophet, a prophecy. That's always, we have our hook. That's always interesting. And we have a Messiah. Okay, so Sesum's a Messiah, and he's not fitting into his role. Okay, there's a whole mystery aspect there. I like that. I'm excited to see where that's going to go. But this is genuinely something that I would read if it wasn't made by Saint Chief. I read it because Saint Chief made it and I got early access to it. But even if I didn't know the author, I would still read it because it seems to be, very interesting, and it seems to have strong direction. It seems to have, the themes seem to be good, right? We have the whole theme of freedom, which is funny because for the longest time, Satan was talking about how mental freedom doesn't exist, yet the dude is a slave but is mentally free. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I don't know, but it seems to be something that I would like and enjoy, and I'm definitely excited to see where this is gonna play out. And the other thing is, as I mentioned beforehand, the kid had a crush, and so romance has been officially introduced within the first chapter, just earlier than AOT. The romance gets introduced in chapter 6. Chapter 1's when the romance is getting introduced. So I don't know what he's what's planning on doing with that. Most people who have stories like this, they tend to stay away from romance because it distracts from the grander, more serious narrative. So yeah, that's something I'm interested to see happen. And in regards to the whole it being inspired by Attack on Titan, I actually, unlike most people, I actually can respect that fact. Okay, I'm thinking about if was inspired by Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad, and he made a show that's better than both of them. Don't get pissed off, Breaking Bad fans. But in all seriousness, using the compounded knowledge and learning from the highs and most notably the lows of other stories can help better stories be pushed out. I think it's honestly a good thing. I read Berserk. Berserk's supposedly a good manga, so if he's inspired by Berserk, AOT, both of those are top tier manga. Supposedly, I can't say anything about Berserk, but AOT's a top tier manga. So if he is inspired by those things, he said Death Note too. I don't know where the hell the Death Note things are coming in. Again, first chapter could come in later. Using those, he can create a very good story. It's obviously not going to be better than AOT. It's only 66 chapters, but those could, or 60 around that time. But those chapters could be really, really good. And so that's my review. Not much to say. I'm excited for part 2 to see where this is going to be going a bit more, and I'll have more thoughts to share later on. But I'll leave the link for the manga in the description. Go check it out. As I said, it's pretty interesting, and I definitely would recommend it to anyone who's interested in manga or novels or whatever. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.